Red Bull is desperate. They've seen their dream team of engineers evaporate, and now they're throwing a record-breaking, eye-watering 5-year contract at Max to stop him from walking away. But Max might actually say no. Why would anyone turn down the biggest payday in racing history? Well, it turns out there's something Max wants more than money, and Red Bull is terrified to give it to him. Let's get into the details. The big news today is that Red Bull has completely shifted their strategy to keep Max Verstappen in the garage until 2030. They've moved away from trying to buy out his exit clauses and have instead tabled a massive 5-year deal. We're talking about a bumper offer that could make him the highest paid driver in F1 history, potentially north of $100 million per year. But there's a catch. Red Bull wants one thing in return. They want to kill the exit clause. Max is pushing back, and his counteroffer is a total sliding doors moment for the entire grid. But if Max stays, what happens to the rest of the driver market? And more importantly, who is actually building the car he's supposed to drive? Journalist Ralph Bach is reporting that Red Bull's new 5-year offer is their attempt to secure the future. Previously, they tried to offer him a 1-year extension through 2029 just to remove that pesky exit clause, but Max didn't bite. Now, they're going all in with the 5-year deal. But here is where it gets interesting. Max isn't motivated by the $100 million. He's already got enough money to buy a small country. He's reportedly considering an alternative, a simple 1-year deal for 2027. Think about that. He wants to stay just long enough to see if Newey's successors, like Pierre Wash, can actually build a car that doesn't feel like a shambles. If they can't, he's gone. And where would he go? Ferrari is full. That leaves Mercedes or McLaren. Imagine Max in a McLaren alongside Lando Norris. That's the stuff of nightmares for every other team principal on the grid. But wait, if Max jumps to McLaren, does Oscar Piastri go the other way to Red Bull? Some insiders think there's an 80% chance of that happening. Pattern interrupt. The FIA's gaming problem. While the drivers are playing musical chairs, the engineers are playing a much more secretive game with the FIA. But here's the controversy. Red Bull's engine was measured as the most powerful, meaning they get 0 upgrades. Meanwhile, Ferrari is getting 4. Teams are sandbagging, basically driving slower during race weekends to trick the FIA into giving them those upgrade tokens. The FIA's Nicolas Tombazis says the measurements are very accurate, but he admits the system might need a rethink. The biggest issue? They aren't measuring the battery performance. In modern F1, the battery is everything. It's like measuring a sprinter's leg strength, but ignoring the fact that one of them is wearing rocket-powered shoes. One fan suggested a brilliant, simple solution. Put the cars on a rolling road or a dyno. Set them to full power, overtake mode, and see what they actually produce. No sensors, no gaming, just raw horsepower. But would the FIA ever be that transparent? Probably not. They're too busy taking credit for the August summer break, which Tombazis reminded everyone was his idea. Let's bring it back to Max, because his role at Red Bull is unlike anything we've seen since Michael Schumacher or Niki Lauda. Max isn't just a driver, he's practically a team principal. He walks through the engineering department, talks directly to the designers, and tells Billy Bob at his desk exactly how to fix a winglet. Red Bull allows this freedom because Max is the team right now. But if he moves to Mercedes or McLaren, he loses that. Those teams have strict communication workflows. You don't just walk up to a designer, you talk to your engineer, who talks to the technical director, who talks to the boss. Max has to be careful what he wishes for. He might get a faster car at McLaren, but he might lose the control that makes him who he is. This is why the 1-year deal for 2027 is so smart. It forces Red Bull to prove they can still build a car without Newey, and it keeps Max's options open for 2028 when the driver market will explode again. So, what is the most likely scenario? Max probably confirms for 2027, but keeps that exit clause locked tight. This puts immense pressure on Red Bull to recruit new elite engineers to replace the dream team they lost. If they fail, the exodus will continue. We are witnessing the end of an era and the birth of something totally unpredictable. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you take the $100 million 5-year deal if you were Max, even if the car was a shambles? Or would you bet on yourself and keep your options open? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. Let's get the debate started. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.